Hey everybody, it's Jason from the Texas Gun Vault 2, and we're actually not in the garage today. We're actually in my car. We haven't done a car video in some time, but I think it's important that I make a car video today because I have been asked, and it means a lot to me that so many people reach out to me about SHOT Show. And you guys know what's going on right now out in Las Vegas. It's the big annual convention of all of the firearms manufacturers and retailers and accessory makers, and anything that's ancillary to firearms and the firearms community is being shown off at SHOT Show. It's this gigantic thing. And I have been asked by a number of people, my subscribers and viewers, especially of the main channel, and I've actually been reached out to by a couple of companies just asking, hey, are you at SHOT Show? Some people said they wanted to meet me, and some people were saying, hey, if you're here, please come by our booth, and so forth. Well, the answer is no, I'm not at SHOT Show, and I have never been to SHOT Show. And I really, as of right now, have no plans to ever go to SHOT Show. For a number of reasons. I mean, I'm not saying I never will, but I just wanted to explain why, because I think I kind of need to put this in video form. The reason I am not at SHOT Show is because I work for a living. I am a teacher, and actually that's what I'm kind of doing right now. I'm kind of on a little break. I kind of have a big block of time, so I went and got some lunch, and I'm just sitting here in my car in a school parking lot waiting for school to end so I can go inside and teach for another 2.5 hours, 3 hours, a bunch of kids how to play trombone and euphonium. Yeah, so that's my plan for the evening and what I do all the time. So I have to work for a living. I don't work in the firearms world. I don't work for a gun store or manufacturer. That's one of the things I do honestly like about my channel, is that I like to think that I'm authentic. I really am like everybody else. As I'm watching the videos that are coming out of SHOT Show right now, I'm not saying that people aren't doing what they're supposed to do, and I understand that the world of firearms requires people that have charismatic skills in marketing and sales to make the world go around, and I get it. And a lot of companies have a lot of money invested in showing off new products and so forth. But many of the videos that I'm seeing, I think, are kind of fake, and I understand there's a hype to it. There's a commercialization to it. There's a production quality to it. There is a personality aspect to it. And trust me, I don't have much of a personality, so I'm not good at all that kind of stuff. But so that's why I'm not there. I actually work for a living. The guns that I want to eventually get, require money. So I have to work for a living. The Rolex watches that I want to buy require money. So I have to work for a living. So that's what I do. So I like to think that when I review guns, while they are not the best reviews in the world, they are authentic in that I am just an average gun person. And I understand that sometimes that disappoints people because they expect that just because you review firearms online or you have some type of media presence that you're supposed to be some type of, like professional at this. A lot of times there's a disconnect between what I've noticed people think you do and think what creating YouTube or firearms content is about and what it actually is completely different. It would be very boring to a lot of people, where if they actually saw the video production, the hours of time that goes into a single video, or me sitting in my garage trying to film a segment where I make a mistake over mistake over mistake, and I get 3 or 4 minutes in, I'm speaking off the cuff, and I got to do the whole thing again, or my dog barks or whatever, and to make a 25-minute range report takes 4 hours, 5 hours. Anyway, but that's why I'm not in Las Vegas, because I actually work for a living and I'm not in the firearms industry. Now, does that mean that I never will be? No. Would I like to go to SHOT Show one day? Maybe. You got to understand that I am like the ultimate introvert. I know I come across as being an extrovert because of the content that I create and maybe the persona that I try to put on a little bit here. But in general, I really am an introvert. I'm not an introvert in that, it's like I don't like people or things. It's just my tolerance for people in crowds is very, very, very tiny. And I could go for, in fact, before I met my wife, I could go for weeks on end and never see another human being, and I never get lonely or any of that. When I would have like spring break and I'd be away from teaching, I could get into my apartment and literally not see another human being for an entire week, with the exception of going and getting food, and be totally fine. I like to work alone. But yeah, so the only person in the world that I'd really miss would be my wife. But like SHOT Show, as I said, is humongous. So it would be almost miserable for me because I'd have people talking to me. It'd be loud. It'd be kind of sensory overload. And that's just not the environment that I work well in. I like to do all the things that I do kind of by myself. I'm a one-man crew. I like to just kind of explore it that way, the firearms world. When I go to the range, I like to be by myself. You guys know that when I film. I just have, I'm not saying that in a bad way, just my tolerance for other people is very small. And it's not that I hate people or anything. It's not that I'm antisocial. It's just that I get peopled out, is what I call it. And my kids jokingly say that I have an efficiency meter. So when I'm around people and I'm trying to get things done, if people are slowing the process down or getting in the way, like people can just kind of tell that like the efficiency meter starts to just rise and rise and rise. And it's just like, oh my God, let's just, anyway. So that's why. Now, so I covered why I'm not at SHOT Show, because I'm working and I'm not in the firearms industry. But now I want to answer some other questions that I got, which is, what am I excited about when it comes to SHOT Show? Because we've been getting a lot of videos regarding the latest and greatest products. And granted, I haven't seen everything yet, and I might try to sit down tonight and really go through a lot of it. But I've kind of, glanced at everything as fast as I could. And right now, there are a few products out there that do interest me. However, I also want to not be as enthusiastic as I know other people are, because when I put things in perspective of past SHOT Shows, I mean, how many times have you guys seen something at SHOT Show or something that gets announced that never comes to fruition? Right? We hear about, the Sturmgewehr 44 clones, and it's a huge thing, and it never happens. Or they say this or that, and it never happens. So I don't get excited about anything, because it's a bunch of hype is what it is. A lot of, even the big companies, they showcase some product that never comes out, or it's way more expensive than it ever is, or the product that actually comes out is completely different than what they showed at SHOT Show. So for me, it's not, it's just like, I always wait. But based off of what I've seen, okay, I will tell you currently the top 3 things that interest me, okay? And we'll kind of go in order. Now, this doesn't mean this is the only things I care about, but right now it's the only things that I've really seen that have like stuck out. Number 1, the Beretta 80 series and 32 ACP. Now, my issue with that is that I think it's cool. I'm glad they're finally bringing 32 ACP back into the lineup. My issue with the gun is it's not going to be a big seller, because I don't think enough people are going to look at 32 ACP as a viable self-defense round, but I think it's neat that they're bringing it out. I think you're probably going to see it out for a couple years, and it'll probably be discontinued due to slow sales. But I think it's cool, because I do think they need to offer that. And I read somewhere that maybe there's going to be like a caliber conversion. If you have an 80 series, you can go between 380, 32, and who knows, maybe 22 long rifle. That would be awesome. Kind of reminiscent of the old HK P7K3. All right, so that's number 3 on my list. Number 2 on my list, and actually the top 2 are going to be B&T guns, because you guys know I'm a huge B&T fan, even though B&T thinks I hate them, because I don't. You guys know I'm a huge B&T fan. In fact, actually, I'll tell you a little behind the scenes. I got my ATF approval for the suppressor that they have sent in for review. So they sent my dealer a suppressor for me, and I had to transfer it into my name, and the process took about 4 days once we had the paperwork all figured out, because Silencer Shop's system is kind of weird. It's different than it used to be. So my dealer didn't know he had to do something, and then once we got that figured out on the online paperwork and certified and all that kind of stuff, you both had to be logged in at the same time and so forth. We got it all figured out. It took 4 days for approval. So I need to go pick that up in a couple days when he's available. But number 2 on my list is going to be the B&T TP9 Pro. Now, people had said, hey, there's a new TP9 out there. I've reviewed the TP9, and I don't know what it is about that gun that everyone loves. For me, it's kind of like it's polymer. It's like this big polymer block, and I hate the rear charging handle, and I don't like the fact that the magazines feed through the grip. It was just not for me. It's just not the gun for me. I understand there's a lot of people out there that are super excited about it. I did review finally the suppressed SBR version of it, and it was nice. Okay, it was nice. I'm not going to say it's as good as their other guns in their line, like the SPC, the APC. It's not, in my personal opinion. But when they said, oh, there's a new TP9, I was like, I kind of rolled my eyes. But then I went online and I saw some of the videos about it. And I am not saying that anything I did in my reviews changed their mind about anything, because I doubt they even saw it or even cared. But it really seems like they have changed so much about that gun that now it interests me. Okay, so it still feeds through the magazine. I'm sorry, feeds through the grip. Did I say magazine? Yeah, of course it's going to feed through the magazine. The magazine feeds through the grip. I like it when the magazine is separate from the grip, typically in PCCs. But now it looks like they got pieces of like M-LOK rail on it. The top rail is different. They got rid of the rear charging handle, and now you have a side charger that's ambi, just like the other guns in their lineup. So now the gun really interests me. Like, they fixed so much with the gun. Now, they did add a flat face trigger that's supposed to be better. I don't like the flat face trigger idea, but they say the trigger is so much nicer than the previous one because the trigger in the old one sucked. Okay, it just sucked. So anyway, that interests me. I hope to get some hands-on time with one or get to see one in person, because that might actually get me into the TP9 game. And then the number one gun I'm most interested in is another B&T. It's their new AR-15, the BT-15. That's awesome. Now, I know it's just another AR-15, but I love the AR-15, and I love B&T, and it looks like they're making a proper AR-15. So I'm kind of curious about what's made here in the United States. If any parts are made in Switzerland, I don't know what the import laws regarding that kind of stuff would be, but I'm also really interested in the titanium 3D printed handguard they're coming out with it. So it looks like everything I would want a handguard to be: super light, super durable, and it just looks cool. So right now, that's what I know. I'll probably make a proper video when SHOT Show's over and all the videos are out, that we know what's going on. But that's the kind of stuff that interests me. So those were the questions I was getting. Why am I not at SHOT Show? And am I excited about anything? But I'm going to hold my breath, because, as I said, often what is presented at SHOT Show, even if they say, oh, it comes out next quarter, blah, 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 it never does. It's going to be delayed, and then it's going to be way more expensive than what you were hoping it was going to be, and so forth. And then, I don't know. You guys know how all that goes. So I try to just go, we'll see when it happens. So anyway, that's all I got for you today. It's a car video, and I just wanted to make this video quickly because I've gotten so many great comments and people contacting me, asking me questions, and it humbles me so much. But I am unworthy of, getting some type of special, press privilege and all that kind of stuff to go to SHOT Show. I'm not going to spend the money to go to SHOT Show, because I would rather spend that money on actually producing content, getting guns or ammo or other things to improve the channel. That's where I'd rather my money go than go out there. And I'm also not a big fan of the hero worship. I'm going to tell you that even in my professional life as a musician, we have these music conventions and so forth. I hate going to those too. I just hate conventions. It's not just the people, it's the hero worship. You'll get out there and there'll be people that are other content creators, and it's not a jealousy thing. It's not a jealousy thing because I don't get starstruck as a musician. I've had the honor of playing with a lot of A-list celebrities. I've gotten to meet a lot of cool people. But they're just people. And so I kind of see some of the videos that are out there now. Oh my gosh, this person. It's all just show. I hate it. I can't stand it. I just can't do the idol worship stuff. Yeah. And then the whole idea about what is it? What's that award that they give out, or the award ceremony? The Gundies. Oh my God. That is okay. I'm gonna say something inappropriate here. Okay, so if you have kids watching, or you get offended easily, you can click away. Okay, I'm going to use a term here that is not nice. Well, not guess it's not nice. It's just a little bit obscene. Okay, you ready? Okay, you've had your warning. Okay, the Gundies are just like a big circle jerk. You guys know what I'm talking about? It's literally the same people every year getting nominated for the same awards every single year, and it's essentially the same people winning every year, just like in a rotation. And it's so stupid because it doesn't serve the community at all. It's just a way of people to idol worship themselves, and just, it's so stupid. I hate award ceremonies. I hate the idea of them. And I don't think that they're legitimate. They don't serve anything, because I saw that Mark Smith of the Four Boxes Diner won the top voices in the Second Amendment and so forth this year. But guess who's going to be nominated next year? Mark Smith from the Four Boxes Diner. Who's probably going to win next year? Mark Smith. It's so stupid. It's the same people over and over and over again, and it just consolidates that stuff. So anyway, that's all my thoughts on it. So let me know what you think in the comment section below. And if you made it to the end of my video, which was kind of rambly, the word of the day is shot. Shot is the word of the day, because we're talking about SHOT Show. So let me know what you think in the comment section below. And as always, thanks for watching.